Class bookings are great because you can have multiple people book on a specific class. Let's go in here and take a look at this. You're going to set up your new calendar. We'll call this the class calendar, and we would select the team member who's going to be giving that class. More than likely, you have one instructor for each class, so you may create multiple calendars if you have different classrooms running. Classes could be things like software training. It could be things like first-time homebuyer course. It could be things like fitness or yoga or simple classes that you offer within your business. Could be a cooking class that you offer once a month. Any type of class. You always usually have one instructor, but you could have a second instructor. You could be running two classes at the same time. So you want to make sure that you select the team member that's going to be the instructor for that class. And then you'll customize your URL. We talked about customizing the direct link to the calendar. So this would be our class demo 1. And then we could set the duration of the class. Let's say it's 45 minutes. How many seats are in the class? Here's a great example. If you're looking at a classroom and you have desks, you would have 20 desks available for the seat in the class. If you're doing a class where you have chairs, how many chairs are you going to put in the class? If you're doing a fitness class or a cooking class, how many students can be in that class at the same time? Think of it as seats per class. Let's go ahead and put 20. And then down here, we're going to do our booking availability for this class. This class could be booked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It could just be a Monday night class or a Friday night class, or let's do a Saturday class, and we'll do this at 10 a.m. and it's from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So this would be a 45-minute class that would be from 10 to 11, even though we left the 15-minute buffer there because people might have questions and answers for the end of our class. Otherwise, you could set this at exactly 10:45. Where is the meeting location? If this is a physical class, is it online? Is it at a physical location? So meeting links are shown in calendar events as the meeting location. So when they get that confirmation, you can add the Zoom link, the Google link, or in this particular case, if it's a physical address class, we would put that physical address in there. I like doing the physical address in here because it always allows them to confirm where they're going. Then you can always select advanced settings, which we've done. See where it says meeting? It won't let me get past the meeting location because this is a class. So we'll just call it room 1, and we could put the address in here as the address. So they would know which room to go to or which place to go to or the suite number, and there you have it. So advanced settings, again, takes us to the meeting details where we see the class, the details, the description. Then we would go to the availability as well. Saturday from 10:45. What's the interval? Well, we know this is a 45-minute class. The meeting duration is 45 minutes. So if you had different classes and you weren't doing an hour, that's where you might want to put a meeting interval in. A meeting interval reflects the amount of time the between booking slots that will show in the calendar. For a 30-minute event, that would be available at the top of each hour. The interval would be 1 hour. For a 30-minute, that should be available every 30 minutes in the interval. In our particular case, we have a 45-minute duration, so I just put 45. Then you can select how far out they can schedule the class. Is it every Saturday 10 a.m. to 10:45 for the next 30 days? Then we would have how many seats can register for that class. And then if you're taking a payment or maybe you want them to pre-fill out a form, again, this is all starting to look familiar. The form and payments, you would select the form of any questions. Make sure you select the sticky contact for their benefit of filling out your questionnaire, and then your consent box, your auto confirmation. Then if you are taking a payment and this is a paid class, this is where you would put in the accept payment, the dollar amount of the class, and every time they'd register for this class, they need to make a payment. Notifications here. This is again your notifications. You can send the acknowledgement email. who's going to receive the notification, again, allowing them to add it to their Google. And of course, we go to customizations where again, we can put an image for this class. Make sure you have it select to Neo, show seats per slot. Absolutely. We want to show them how many are available. And then your cancel and reschedule notifications here. You can customize to allow them to reschedule or cancel. And now we've got a class schedule. So let's take a look at the class schedule. I'll go ahead and just select the copy permalink. Let's go ahead and open the class schedule. And as the user, we're going to go, let's look here, availability, Saturday from 10 to 4. We would want the minimum scheduling notice. We want to make sure to put the date range in here for 60 days. Now you'll notice I'm not seeing any availability. This is where it's going to be really important that we check our user. So when we select the meeting dates and we selected the demo user, let's go into the staff of the demo user. And when you click and edit the demo user, you'll see that we did not put under user availability Saturday. So they won't show up and the calendar won't work. So we've got to select Saturday. So we then have them available as Saturday. So now let's go back to the calendar and watch what happens when I refresh. Now the Saturday is going to show up. So it's going to be really important that you check that user setting. So we've got 20 seats available, and you'll see the 20 seats in the 10 a.m. And if we had an image, that image would be right here. We'll go ahead and select continue, like we're going to register for this next class. This is where your person signing up for the class would put their information in. We'll call this class test. They'll want to add in their phone number, their email, any additional information. I confirm that I want to receive consent, and then here is where they would put their credit card in for scheduling the class. And you can see because we selected payment, they need to put their credit card in. Let's go back to calendars. I'm going to take the calendar class booking off of forms of payment, and we'll make sure we turn this off so it's not a payment. So you'll see they would need to select this class, the date of the 11th, put in their name. We'll do class test. We'll put in a phone number. We'll put in an email and any information. They'll confirm. They'll schedule their meeting. And when they schedule the meeting, it's going to say the meeting has been scheduled for, and they can then add it to their calendar or their Google Calendar. So we've made it really simple to give them a confirmation right here, but then we're also going to send them an email confirmation. The email confirmation is going to look like this. Hey class, your interview time has been scheduled. Of course, we didn't change any of the text, but you can see right here, it's now scheduled. We can add it to our Google. We can add it to our Outlook. We can reschedule. Can't wait. Here we go. So the email confirmation is pretty simple. And we've now been registered for the class. So let's go again. I'm going to copy that schedule link again. If we were to put somebody else in, let's say we send the link, it's going to pull the availability. It's going to say 19 seats left. That's the class we want. Now, if we had added multiple time slots for the class, we could have a 10 o'clock class. We could have a 12, a 2, a 4 o'clock class. So you can adjust your class calendar however you'd like based on the classes that you want to set up. If I wanted to show up for the class on the 18th, I could then select this to show up on the 18th. I would hit continue, and there would be my information. Let me show you what this would look like real quick. Let's go into classes. I'm going to edit this. We're going to show availability. We're going to add a different time here. Let's do 1 p.m. to 1:45. And then let's add an evening class or an afternoon class. We'll do 4 to 4:45. Let's go ahead and save that. And now I've got 3 different time slots for my calendar. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let's refresh our link. We'll go back to the calendar. Let's let it refresh. And now you can see they can schedule themselves for the 10 o'clock, the 1 o'clock, or the 4 o'clock. So if I scheduled myself for the 10 o'clock, then I could then schedule myself again for the 4 o'clock. Or on the 18th, if I wanted to schedule for 4, you can see how easy that is. We're making it very easy for the person to schedule on the time and the date that they want to schedule for. And we're making it also easy by showing them how many seats they have left. They can only schedule one class at a time, but I think this makes it very easy because we want them to only schedule one class at a time versus trying to schedule for multiple classes. And that's how you set up a class booking calendar.
Oh, it looks like we're